Welcome on into our newly renovated show, Gatemen at a Glance. I'm Megan O'Brien, your host for this evening, and we're going to take a look at the 2015 Wareham Gatemen. This week, we will take you on into Spillane Field to see some of the Gatemen highlights. I caught up with manager Cooper Farris earlier today, and we'll see what he had to say about the Gatemen's progress this week, and then we're going to take a throwback to last year and see how those Gatemen fared in the 2015 Major League Baseball Draft. Stay with us for more. I'm joined by manager of the Wareham Gatemen, Cooper Farris, for this week's edition of Coop Scoot on Gatemen at a Glance. And Coop, we just got through the first week of the season. What are your early impressions so far of this team?
Well, just the biggest thing is trying to find out about all the guys and, their talents, what they can do, and just letting them play right now. And hopefully now we can start moving some things around and doing what we need to do. But there's some talent there, and I think the guys are competing well, and we've lost a couple going to USA, and hopefully that'll be it for that and get one of them back, I hope. But, just trying to get in a rhythm now and a routine.
You said trying to get in a rhythm and a routine. You had some players show up that were with the Gatemen last year, like Andrew Kisner, Ryan Williamson. What kind of differences have you noticed between those players from last year to this year?
Oh, they know what this is about now. It's a lot easier going into something when you know what you're expecting, what's going on with it. So, it's been really nice having kids back there in the lineup and hitting the 3-hole, and then Ryan, he's going to give you a quality outing. So I can't wait to see him next time.
Now, pitching has been dominant so far for you guys. How do you get your hitters to work off of the dominant starts you've been having?
Well, we need to score. We had those 4 of our 5 losses were by 1 run, and we talked yesterday about the bunt defenses and the, executing our bunts and that stuff. That's what wins those 1-run games. And if you watched the Hyannis game the other day, we got some good bunts down and moved the ball around with runners in scoring position. So that's what we got to be able to do.
Now it's a grind here in the Cape League. Games almost every single day. You had 7 games in 6 days last week, and those guys aren't used to it. How do you get them to buy into that style of play and get used to the grind that it is?
Well, this is what they're going to be doing, and hopefully in the future each one of them will be doing. I think that's one of the things our guys, move pretty fast when they get in the minor leagues is because, we try to train them, to get in a routine, drink plenty of water, get their weightlifting done at certain times, and make sure they get their rest at night and they eat right. Now, don't eat a lot of junk food and that kind of thing. And the biggest thing's knowing what their body feels like.
In the first full week of the season, the Gatemen are off to their best start since 2012, which was the year that they won the championship game. They had a few struggles earlier this week where they lost 4 games in a row, but they righted the ship against Hyannis in a 7-0 victory.
But the Wareham Gatemen tonight will play host to the Bourne Braves, 2 teams trending in opposite directions. Wareham checks in at 2-1, while Bourne, they've had a rough go of it so far at 0-3. For the Gatemen, they're looking for their best start since 2012, a year in which they won the championship. From our vantage point, it looked like the ball was going into the stands. Off goes Jabs. We saw this exact situation. Here's the throw to the plate. Barreling home is Kirk from third base, and he's going to be called out. Fog's starting to settle in. I thought my eyes were just having difficult adjusting. Ground ball up the middle. Grand Prix spins around, throws. What a play, Preston Grand Prix.
That's a play that, by all indications, would not have been made last year. One of the differences so far in this young season is that the Gatemen have much better infield defense. That was a talking point before the game today. And Exhibit A right there, Grand Prix, has been excellent in all 4 games we've seen him in, making a great play up the middle, twirling, and firing on target to first.
in on the fists of Chatham. It's poked in the infield. Grand Prix, another excellent play from the freshman shortstop. First time all game that Bourne has placed a runner on third base. And now this ball gets past the catcher, Siebert. First run of the ball game for either team. It's Bourne who's on the scoreboard first. That pass ball from Connor Jones, really no chance there from Siebert. A big situation for Woods. Ground ball hits off the bag at third. This is going to go for a fair ball. Rounding third, Chatham. He'll score standing up. And Billy Walker has himself an RBI single, now 2-0 Bourne Braves.
It looked like Wilson put himself in pretty good position to make that play, but the bag in front of him blocking the path of the ball, and it pops straight up, goes behind him into shallow left field.
Robles now to the plate. Line drive into right field. This is going to fall in for a base hit. Run scores on the plate easily. Jay Jabs has himself an RBI single. And it's now 2-1. Bourne still leads.
I don't think Jabs got all of it, but a good piece of hitting, dropping the head of the bat, getting enough wood on that to send it out to shallow right center field. An RBI single, his second hit of the game.
Sours 2 RBIs an evening ago, trying to get one right here. The 2-2 poked into right field. It's going to drop. Easily scoring his Jabs. Sours going for extra bases. He's in there with a stand-up double, and this game is all knotted up at 2 runs apiece. And the lankiness that allowed him to stop that ball in the first place. And here we go. There's going to be a play at the plate. In safely is Sours all the way from third base. Wareham Gatemen, after a 2-0 deficit, have struck for 3. Here in the 6th inning, it's now 3-2. 2-2. Sours trying to provide some fireworks. Here's going to be a play at the plate. No, it's not going to matter. Tanner Kirk scores all the way from third base. Both runners move up 90 feet. And the Gatemen have now extended their lead to 2 runs. It's now 4-2.
This is some ugly baseball being played in the latter innings.
Is. Here we go, 2-2. Ground ball hit over to the second baseman, Kirk. He has it and throws on to first base. That ends the ball game. A fist bump, too, from Shea Spitzbarth, and well-deserved. A save for him. He runs into some danger. He allowed 2 hits. Still, though, Wareham escapes here at Spillane Field on a foggy night. 4-2 final score.
The 2-2. Hit sharply left side. Grand Prix in the hole. Throws to first. And it goes back. Back to the fence. 1 run will score. Noisy into second. He takes a wide turn. He'll stay there. Williamson ahead in the count, 0-1. The pitch hit well to right center field. Jabs back, Warren back. Jabs can't get it. 1 run will score. Palmero rounding third. He'll head home. It's a 2 RBI double for Kevin Biggio. And after struggling so mightily these first 4 games, the Harwich Mariners jump out in the first, 3-0. Anderson, having allowed his first hit of the game, delivers a pitch. It's sent to left field, down for a hit. Sours rounding third, and the ball gets by Gonzalez. 1 run will score. The throw into third, not in time. So an RBI single for McKinnon. Each runner advancing a base on the error by the left fielder Gonzalez. And the Gatemen get one back. It's now 3-1.
Not all that shocking, only has 1 hit this year.
Hits it to center. Deathridge setting up for a throw. Warren coming home from third. The throw is cut off. And the Gatemen get another one back. It's now 3-2. The 3-1. Hit well to right field. Walker back. This one is gone. A grand slam for Jay Jabs. And 6 runs for the Gatemen here in the second.
That was an absolute moonshot. And we've been struggling determining the result of balls off the bats because they're wood, and we're adjusting as well. As soon as Jabs hit that, I think we both knew that there was no doubt about that one. He absolutely crushed that pitch from Anderson, who got just way too much of the plate for a bases-loaded situation, and Jabs certainly made him pay the price. This really had all the makings of an offensive outburst, a very high-scoring game for both teams. And 3 runs for Harwich, if that sticks, won't be considered extremely high-scoring.
Hit sharply to short. It's bobbled by the shortstop, Justice. The runner coming home from second, he'll score. Throw to first, not in time. It's another error for the Mariners, their third this inning, and the score now 7-3. The 1-0 to David McKinnon, hit well to left. Gonzalez back, looking up, it's gone! David McKinnon with his second hit of the game, the second home run of the game for the Gatemen, and the score now 8-3.
Stay hot, David McKinnon. My goodness, he is seeing the ball right now. And we talk about adjectives that the ball may be appearing to people. Really big, if that helps at all. Right now, we described someone earlier as a watermelon. I think it's now a pumpkin for David McKinnon. Third straight multi-hit game in a row for him. Had a 2-for-4 day against Hyannis, 2-for-3 against Bourne, and now 2-for-2 in his 2 plate appearances here today. He's seeing the ball great right now and putting barrel to ball. And the umpire, it's up to his discretion.
Logan Sours gives it a ride to deep left field. Gonzalez backing, tracking. It's off the wall. 1 run will score. Sours into second. An RBI double for Logan Sours. He's aboard for the 3rd time in the game. First with the hit, and now it's 9-3 Gatemen.
But slightly different movements.
Hit well to right field. Palmero sends it out of here. Preston Palmero with a 2-run jack, a no-doubter. And the score now 9-7 Gatemen. Palmero, the former Gateman himself, exacting some revenge on his former team.
That was a swing reminiscent of Rafael Palmero. No doubt about that one. That was even more of a bomb than the one Jay Jabs hit on a very similar line. I think Palmero may have bested him, though. That was an absolute shot.
Zombro to Justice. Hit in the air. Shallow right field. It's going to be a long run for Jabs, and it drops in fair territory. Boy, I don't know about that. A run will come in. Justice into second, and Cooper Farris is upset. Farris not sure who to argue with. It was the first base umpire's call. It bounced off the glove of Jabs as he was going into foul territory.
And that wasn't close either. Jabs was 1 or 2 steps in foul territory. That is definitely a blown call. He was running so fast, though, that obviously a tricky call, and the umpire's not budging here, but man, Jabs was in foul territory when that ball hit his glove.
The 1-2 from Zombro. Hit sharply down the third base line. It's a fair ball. This will tie the game. Noisy rounding first, on his way to second. It's a stand-up double for Sheldon Noisy. And Harwich has scored 2 in the 7th. 6 runs since the 5th to tie this game at 9. Another 2-2 from Grasso to Palmero. Hit sharply left center field. Warren back, on his horse, reaching up. He can't come up with it. The run will score. It's off the wall. Palmero into second easily with an RBI double. And the lead now 12-9 Harwich over Wareham. The 0-1. Hit in the air to right field. It'll be down for a hit. Dexter rounding third. He'll come home. Jabs into third. An RBI single for Shepard, and the tying run is aboard with 1 down here in the 9th.
And little by little, this inning has suddenly made this game a whole lot more interesting.
The 3-2 from Scherzer. Warren chops it in front of the plate. Scherzer has it, he bobbles it, and he eats it. Jab scores from third, Shepard on to third. Warren reaches, and we have ourselves a 1-run ball game. 0-1 to McKinnon. Hit on the ground to third. Softly, Adams has it, throws across, and that'll do it. The Harwich Mariners eke out a 1-run victory by the score of 12-11 over the Wareham Gatemen. It was close, but Luke Scherzer gets the save despite allowing 2 runs in the 9th inning.
The 3-1 from Oka. Ground ball up the middle, fielded by Hamilton. He throws on to first, and he's not going to get him. Charlie Warren scores on the play. See if that's ruled a base hit, but nevertheless, a 1-0 lead for the Gatemen. 1-1 with 1 away. This ball ripped into the left field gap. No one's going to catch this one, and it drops in, hits the wall on a few bounces. Quinn rounds third. He'll score standing up. A 1-out double for Tate Blackman. This ball looped into left center. Both converge on it. Warren lays out. He will not get it. Tate Blackman tagged up initially. Now he's going to be sent to the plate. This ball will not be cut off. Now it's being thrown around. An inside the park Little League home run for Mitch Longo. And just like that, it's now a 3-1 ball game. A 2-run lead for the Falmouth Commodores.
And that's on a lot of different people. First among them, Ryan Olson for not backing up the plate. You have to anticipate a throw home because with the runner at second, I think that was where the play was naturally going, even though it was fumbled around in the outfield there. But Olson has to back up home plate, and even though the error will be on the outfielder for the throw, that's a mental error on his part for not backing up and preventing the runner from advancing.
Olson from the windup and now to the plate. Sharply hit up the middle. Kirk unable to come away with it, and it rolls into center field for a base hit. An RBI single for J.B. Woodman, 4-1 Commodores lead.
Although I'm sure Tanner Kirk would tell you that that's a play he would like to make. Hit very hard and getting past Kirk on what will be ruled a base hit and another run for the Commodores.
Williamson trying to wiggle out of yet another jam for this Gateman pitching staff. Here's the 2-2. Big curveball grounded over to McKinnon. Diving play. He's going to take it himself, and he gets him. A great play from David McKinnon over at first base. First to spear that ball from going into the outfield, then to realize his pitcher Williamson wasn't going to get there in time. Inning over. Danger averted. It's still 4-1 Falmouth leads. We're back playing baseball. 2-2. Over to the right side, and it gets through the infield. Warren's being waved in. He scores easily. An RBI single for Jay Jabs. This lead cut to 2.
Good piece of hitting by Jabs. I think Hamilton knocking that ball down and preventing it from getting right to Quinn might have been what allowed Warren to come home from second very easily.
Cooper Farris has reiterated to us time and time again what separates average Cape Cod baseball teams and good ones is the ability to perform with 2 outs. The 2-1 count. Everyone takes off. Jabs in to score on the play. Kisner drew the throw to second. It was another poor one from Tinsley, and Jabs took advantage. Now a 1-run ball game. Reached on an error in his last at-bat. First pitch swinging, looped into left field. It drops in for a base hit. Kisner scores into third base. David McKinnon will be called out. So the run does score on the play. This game is now knotted at 4 runs. Mark Karaviotis with the RBI single. But for now, it's Williamson to the plate. Fly ball right field. Jabs charging in. He makes the catch. Boomer White's going to attempt to tag. The throw to the plate in time. He got him.
That's what happens when you run on Jay Jabs.
That's the 3rd time this season that Jay Jabs has thrown a runner out at the plate. The first since an exhibition game. This one counts for real. So a double play to end the inning. Ryan Williamson escapes the jam thanks to Jay Jabs. Another strikeout swinging. So 5 strikeouts. This ball lined up the middle. Caleb Hamilton into center field. Blackman to the plate. Here's the throw. Not in time. Kisner now to second base. Hamilton is in there. Hamilton on second base. Here's Thorne to the plate. Off the end of the bat, shallow left field. Sours is going to charge in, lay out, and it hits off his glove. Hamilton comes in to score. Gray into second base. Another trading places, and now a 2-run lead for Falmouth.
That will be scored a double, a gift double, but a double nonetheless. And Gray into second.
Here's Vienes. Ground ball over to shortstop. Gray charges in. Shepard will be out on the play. A ground out to the shortstop to end this ball game. Gatemen fall to the Commodores 6-4 here at Spillane Field.
I'm joined by Ryan Williamson, returning to the Wareham Gatemen from NC State for the 2nd summer in a row. Ryan, what does it feel like to be back here in Wareham tonight?
Yeah, I just got here about an hour ago, so driving through the downtown area brought back a lot of memories from last summer, and, it was just really cool.
What were you able to take away from your experience last summer here in the Cape Cod League that you were able to implement at your season at NC State?
You know, Coach Lawler did a great job with me last summer. The most important thing was, you know, I had to get a feel for my changeup and, you know, lessen my walks throughout my innings pitch. So I felt like I got those down last summer, and I was building off that.
A common theme among pitchers is they refer to Lawler as this genius. Why do they refer to him as that?
You know, he's a very knowledgeable person. He knows a lot about pitching in the game of baseball. So he just likes to keep things simple. That's pretty much what his slogan is. He just likes to keep things simple. So he just, you know, implements that with his pitchers.
From a team standard, what are you guys looking to do differently than last year?
You know, I guess last year was a lot of fun. We're going to play as a team and also just have fun at the same time because that's the most important thing.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to following your season.
Thank you.
I'm joined by Gateman player Weston Wilson out of Clemson University. And Weston, welcome to Wareham to you. Got in quite the accident there the other day. Can you tell us what happened a little bit?
I was coming down the road and a car was coming head on, and I tried to avoid it by swerving out of the way, and he kind of spun me around into a telephone pole and totaled my truck.
So not the very nice welcome to the Cape Cod Baseball League that you expected, but how have you been feeling the last few days in recovery?
My back's been a little sore, and I tried to play through it last night, but I think I'm going to take tonight off and just give it a little bit more rest.
When you get back from recovery from this experience, what are you hoping to work on this summer in the Cape League?
Just staying consistent with my hitting and fielding and, you know, trying to have some fun out here.
Now, you haven't been able to play as much. You got to play yesterday, but so far, what are your impressions of this league?
Just like every pitcher's one of their team's best pitchers, so it's kind of good facing good pitching every night. And, you know, you're playing with good players on every team in the country that are coming here to Wareham and all the other teams in the Cape. So just creating bonds and relationships with my teammates here.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best in your recovery.
Thank you.
Last week, it was the 2015 Major League Baseball draft, and 18 Wareham Gatemen were selected to continue their careers as professionals. Let's take a look at a few of them. In the second round, out of the University of Kentucky, former Wareham Gateman standout pitcher who started the All-Star game for the Gatemen last year, Cody, was selected by the Minnesota Twins. The duo out of UTSA that last season Mike Monaco and I caught up with, John Borman and Brock Hartson, were both selected in the 2015 draft. Borman was selected to the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 24th round, while his teammate Brock Hartson was selected in the 21st round by the Cleveland Indians. Second baseman for the Gatemen last year, Willie Calhoun, transferred from the University of Arizona to a junior college in order to be draft eligible this season, and it paid off. He went in the 4th round to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Two-time Wareham Gateman Chris Chinea out of LSU was selected in the 17th round by the St. Louis Cardinals. Yesterday, Chinea wrapped up his collegiate season with LSU when they suffered a loss to TCU in the College World Series. Outfielder for the Gatemen, Kerry Washington, who last year was in the Home Run Derby at the All-Star Game, was also drafted by the Boston Red Sox in the 23rd round. Another All-Star in the Gatemen was drafted in the 15th round out of Indiana University. It was Scott Effross, and he was selected by the Chicago Cubs. He will join former Wareham Gateman Kyle Schwarber and also his old teammate at Indiana with that organization. I'm joined by Gateman pitcher from the Duke Blue Devils, Bailey Clark, yesterday night's player of the game. Bailey, you had an outstanding performance last night, but I have to ask, what is the story behind the beard?
Oh, you know, ever since I've been able to grow a beard, I've kind of like to let it go, and then during the season I always let it grow out and see how long I can get it. But since I'm still playing, you got to let it grow, and since I'm doing well, I can't cut it.
In the 2015 Major League Baseball draft, Cody was the highest selected Wareham Gateman, and I had the opportunity to follow him and his family around throughout the past season to watch his baseball journey unfold. Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, small town America, and home to one of the nation's best collegiate baseball players.
And the starting pitcher for the Wildcats this afternoon, number 23, Kyle Cody.
Standing at 6'7" and throwing velocities upward of 97 miles per hour, Kyle Cody has caught the attention of scouts around the nation.
I don't look into it too much. I feel like if I just do what I'm supposed to do and do it to my ability, it will just all fall into place itself. And that's all I can really worry about right now.
I couldn't believe it when the scouts started coming to the house. and visiting with us. You know, we asked him, really? This is just Kyle.
Yeah, is he that good?
And they just said, do you think we'd come to northern Wisconsin way up here in this cold weather if he wasn't good?
Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
Kyle's a guy that's really talented, big and strong, smart, and if he stays healthy, he's going to get to play baseball for a long time.
Professional baseball, easily. He's got that mindset, he's got the athletic ability, he's got the pitching ability. He's going to be playing baseball for a while.
You know, I hope that he makes it to the big leagues in 5 years. You know, that's what our hope is, but if it doesn't happen, you know, I just hope he's successful at whatever he does.
No matter how far the trip, Kyle's biggest fans are at all of his games, following his baseball journey.
You know, we call ahead to see if there's a site right close to the ball field because we don't pull a car behind or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the places have a site right close because a lot of RVs come to the football games and stuff. So we have to deal with the other team a little bit because you know,
they're there in the parking lot or in the campgrounds with full force, and we're the only RV there.
Yeah.
Of course, from Kentucky.
We actually take it and use it for all the away games, and it's actually been great. But we've been to how many now away games with it?
We went to LSU, then we went to
Florida.
Yep.
Arkansas.
Yep.
You know, I mean, wow, if you really go back and think, you know, if I could have planned out my life, I mean, would have my life been like this? No way. I mean, I actually thought I'd be working till the day I pass. You know what I mean? And, you know, everything has just worked out. I've just been so blessed that, with work and business and everything. And sure, I could have kept going on and, you know, we could have made more money or whatever, but we feel that family's pretty important.
Yes.
And Kyle is really important to us, you know, because that's just Jacqueline and I's is Kyle. And we feel that this is life, and this is the important thing right here.
While Kyle's parents have been his biggest supporters throughout his life, since Kyle was just a boy, he has been guided by his older brother, Tyler.
He's Kyle's helper. We all think that he's up there watching him and he is helping him along the way.
When the babysitter arrived to pick up Tyler and Kyle on the morning of September 25th, 1997, Jacqueline was unaware that it would be the last time she saw her son Tyler alive.
Tyler gave me a kiss goodbye, and you know, Kyle too gave him a kiss goodbye before the sitters took him. And Tyler actually came back around again. And he said to me, Mom, you know, give me a kiss. And I said, I already did, Tyler. You know, so I gave him another one. And the day of that accident, that's all I could think of, was him. That's what he was doing. He was saying goodbye to me.
Shortly after Tyler and Kyle left with the babysitter, Jacqueline received a call informing her of a car accident that had taken place. The boys were transported by ambulance to St. Joseph's Hospital. When Jacqueline arrived at the hospital, she was taken in to see Tyler before he was sent to the trauma center by helicopter.
He looked perfect. You know, there wasn't a mark on him, and I just thought he was unconscious. I really did. I thought he was just unconscious and he was going to be fine.
When Gene Cody got word of the accident, he rushed to meet his family at the hospital.
Got to the hospital, you know, going through my mind, I expected totally the worst. I thought, you know, both of them were gone. And Kyle and Tyler. And I could even, this is kind of hard for me, but I could not even make it in the door of the hospital. They put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me in.
Gene was able to see Tyler before surgery. Despite heroic efforts, Tyler did not survive the massive head trauma he sustained. Because of Tyler's helping nature, the family decided to donate his organs to help those in need. Hours later, Kyle was reunited with his parents.
And when they brought him in, it was just, you know, like, you know, you just want to grab him because we really hadn't seen him. He had 6 stitches on his cheek. That's what he got out of the accident. Yeah. When he was in the hospital, he was with a couple of the nurses that I have since seen. And that kid, he was 3 years old. He was walking down the hallway with the nurses after he got his stitches. And he said to them, my brother's dead.
Although Tyler is gone, his spirit lives on through his younger brother Kyle on the baseball diamond.
way of bringing him out through me, and it's a pretty cool thing to be able to do, to live through your brother like that.
Our sign for Tyler is a butterfly, monarch, and we just feel like lots of times we'll be just at a game and there's a monarch butterfly, and we just say, there he is. You know, it seems like they appear, I mean, just out of the nowhere, you know, especially behind the backstop. We're just sitting there and there is one.
Kyle's baseball journey continues as he awaits the 2015 Major League Baseball draft, as he promised his brother, even though you're up there, I'll do it through you down here.
Number 73. Hi, I'm Rick Aguilera with the 73rd pick of the 2015 MLB draft. The Minnesota Twins select Kyle Cody.
I'm joined by Zach Plezak of Ball State for the Wareham Gatemen. Zach, what are your early impressions of this team so far?
I can just tell there's a lot of great players on this team, a lot of guys looking to get better, and a lot of really talented young men.
I noticed something weird about your arms. Is there anything that assists with your play on the field?
You know, I don't know what the reason is behind why they act like this, you know, but there's just, I can't really control it, you know. Sometimes I just get excited and my hands just go where my mind thinks, you know, so I just let them do what they want.
So baseball is a very mental game for you.
Extremely mental.
What's it like being a kid from a small town school coming out here and playing at the most elite level in the Cape League?
You know, I think it's I'm in a place to prove myself. That doesn't matter what size of the school I go to, but I can just perform well and, you know, just show that I'm able to compete with the greatest players in the country.
Well, we wish you and your arms the best of luck tonight in the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much.